How's it going, YouTube? Tyler, the semi-mechanic here, guys. What we got going today, if you can take a guess, is a ton of tires. Behind me are 8 brand new tires. On this trailer here, we're going to be putting 6 of them. And then on the trailer next to it, I'm going to be putting 1 run out for sure. And then I have the extra 2 just in case. So let's show you what we got going here. What we got going here, I've already got the lug nuts off on this rear axle. We got somebody who decided to drag the tires. So these 2 got to be replaced. This tire up here in the left front inner dual has to be replaced because it's got flat spotting. Then I'm going to demount this tire and I'm going to put it on the other side, the one I just showed you. That tire's got to come off because of that. And then these tires have a couple flat spots, not the worst, but I've got the tires, so I'm going to throw them on. Then after we get this trailer done, we got to come over here. I got to replace this one. It has no tread left. So I have a run out from last Friday right here that I'm going to put on there. Then the last plan of the day, I have to pull this bar off, fix those brackets as best I can, so torch them and beat them with a hammer, and then put it all back together and put some mud flaps on. So that's going to be the day. All right, guys, I got the tires off the rear axle here. I'm pulling out the valve cores. All the tires came off the hub really easy, which was really nice. On these lease trailers, it's super common for the rims to literally like weld themselves to the hub with corrosion and neglect. So thankfully that didn't happen. They came off easy. We're off to a good start. All right, guys, so 3 tires down. The other 2 are already remounted. This one I just did. And now I want to show you the full process of how to break the bead, demount, remount, and reinflate, and then mount to the trailer. So let's get started. The first step is you have to deflate the tire, which I already did as you saw earlier. Next step is to break the bead on the tire. A lot of the times you get lucky. A lot of the beads, they break on their own, especially if the drivers run with the tire flat. It'll break the bead while they're going down the road. But I'm going to show you how to break the bead. That's how I do it. I throw it down. Sometimes you get lucky and that'll break it, but in this case it didn't. Take my tire hammer here. I whack the rim. Okay, this side's broken. Flip the tire up. I'm gonna see if the back side broke. Sometimes they break if you break one side. It didn't, so we're gonna do the back side. All right, so while I have it up, since this side of the bead is broken, I'm gonna spray lube on it to save me a step of picking the tire back up to spray it. We just use garage door lubricant. It works really well. I'm gonna spray around the tire. Now I'm gonna drop it. Take my tire hammer again. That side's broken. Spray some lube. Now, my employer provides a super fancy tool for doing this. Most guys use bars. I don't use bars because I have this tool. Pretty simple. Do it this way. Just lay it up against the rim. Stomp it down. Pick it up. Rotate the tire a little, come up. Okay, then you got to stick it back in. Pull it down, bring it back up. Nope, slipped out of the tire. Okay. There's that. Grab your new tire, lube it up. Lay it on top. Now you kind of have to like hump the tire down. So this one is not going to go at all. This is super common when this happens. They won't budge. So this is what I do. A lot of people will take bars, a lot of people will stomp with their feet. I just use a tire hammer. See this ring, I don't know if you can see it. I'm just gonna go around it and tap it down. Okay. Grab my tire bar, stand on the tire, miss the hole. Cheetah here is literally your best friend when it comes to trailer tires, because you have to use it about 90% of the time to set the bead. I say that and watch, this one will set on its own.
So what I'm doing now, I'm pulling off the air chuck and installing the valve core into the valve stem.
Alright, so we're at about 91 PSI. The reason why I shut the air compressor off, and I shut it off a little late, I like to get to about 80 PSI and then shut the air compressor off. The reason is because, especially with trailer tires, they're the most dangerous tires to work with, and they're most likely to have a failure and blow out while they're being inflated, hence why the tire cage. Most of the blowouts where the whole side, like I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by the wind blowing you over, these tires are really bad tires, I guess is the way to put it, and they're most likely to blow out of any of the other tires. We've had our blowouts that occur in the shop usually happen between, on the very, very low end, about 60 PSI, but the majority of them blow between about 80 and 90 PSI on reinflation. Sometimes you'll hear a tearing noise, a ripping noise. Sometimes they'll just literally blow out, but usually you will hear some kind of noise to get you, hopefully a couple seconds, to get as far away from the tire as possible. So, like I said, that's why I shut it off about 80 PSI, because I want to be able to make sure I can hear any noises that are going on with the tire if it has any noises. Alright guys, we are on the last tire here, and I wanted to talk about tire wear. So you can take a guess at which one I'm going to be replacing. Now, why did this happen? Well, there's a couple of reasons it could have happened, but the most likely reason that this happened is probably because they had a blowout on the outside tire at one point. They put a brand new one on the side of the road, which was too far of a tread depth difference from the inner. Now, that will cause incredibly awful wear on your tires. Super common for that to happen. The other thing that could be wrong is, well, the axle could be messed up. That's also very possible from people hitting stuff. Usually it's because there was too much of a tread depth mismatch and it just ate that tire up. This trailer's done. Six brand new tires, one tire rotate. And now I called for the yard hustler, and they're going to come grab it to get it out of my way, and then I will start on the next trailer. All right, guys, so we are all set up to get this tire swapped out here. They moved this trailer over one slot for me to give me room to work, which is awesome. But before we do that, I'm doing a tire inspection. You know, I've already inspected them to make sure I don't need any more tires than I do. But part of the inspection is to make sure that the tires are at proper PSI, which is 100. Now, with most newer trailers, they have PSI systems, so they run air hoses to keep the tires at proper level. Now, these style don't have that, and these trailers are lease trailers, so they're basically just like rental neglected trash, and they don't ever really get maintained. So most of all these tires are at like 65 to 70 psi. So that's why I got my air hose here going around. I'm getting them all up to proper psi. If these tires were maintained and had PSI system and stuff like that on them, and the trailers weren't neglected, if I had a tire that was low, like at basically anything less than about 85, you know that you have some type of leak. Now, there is factors for how long they've been sitting and all that, but the point is you know immediately if you have a tire that isn't up near 100 psi, between 90 and 100 in that range, you know you probably have a problem. So that's why the PSI systems are so nice, because with these trailers, they sit and sit and sit, and these tires, they never get maintained. They only get air in them once a year at the annual inspection. That's literally the sad reality. So most of these tires are down anywhere from 75 to 65 psi, which is big time no-go for hauling a ton of weight. So we'll get all these filled up to proper spec, and then we'll get that tire swapped, and then that'll be it. That tire is almost flat. It has almost no wind coming out of it. It means it was almost flat.
Finally to the end of the day, and we're putting on the last tire. It feels great.
All right, guys, that's gonna sum this video up. I was gonna make a video about straightening the mud flat bracket, but I'm tired and I need to just get it done real quick as fast as possible. So I'll get that done, and I'm sure I'll have plenty of opportunity in the future to make a video about doing that. So anyways, guys, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please shoot me a like and a subscribe. If you have any comments or questions, please don't hesitate to throw them in the comment section, and stay tuned for more content. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.